This is entirely off the cuff. We have no idea what we're doing. If your question isn't answered, we're just going to do this next month. The one thing is, over the months, we'll be rotating out where it won't just be me and Blue, because that will be boring. At some point, we're going to get some of our actors in as well. So if you have any specific actors that you would like to hear from, maybe let us know, and we'll see if they're interested. Then you can ask them all specific questions.
I will start with the first question posted in the Q&A channel. Can I be in the vid? Yes, I'm going to do a big edit. And you will be in the video. Congratulations. All right, great. Your turn.
So we're just passing it back and forth? All right. I can do that. I can do that.
Tag, you're it.
Okay, tag, I'm it. So, should I just read the next one, I guess?
That's up to you. Just know that we do need to get to all the capers eventually.
You're right. Okay, so, same person who asked, can I be in the vid? Your next question is, how did you initially start working on episode 1 of Wing? I'm actually gonna answer that as Tiba, because our first video ever was essentially our episode 1, just shorter, within a 10-minute time frame. For anyone who is not aware, Tiba was the contest that Team 4-Star held back in 2016.
Jesus, don't tell me that.
Was it 2015?
No, it was 2016.
2016, yeah. And we did that in the basement of our mom's house with a snowball microphone that we borrowed from a friend. We initially started on that with just a notebook and watching the first 2 episodes of Wing and trying to figure out how to turn this into an episode and seeing how we could make it funny. It was just us writing things down in a notebook and then seeing what stuck, recording them really quickly, and then me trying to figure out how to audio and video edit on the fly. That was our Tiba. If you watch it still, it has not aged well, but that was us in about 2.5 weeks of work trying to figure it out. It was bad. Anyway, Blue, you're next.
Oh, I'm next. Okay. Okay, so next question from our first caper that's on the list, good old Vi. Are y'all still hoping to get sponsored by Arby's? Look, I'm going to be real with you. That started as a joke, as everything I say does. But straight up, if someone from Arby's, the first one, the progenitor, the Arby, said, hey, we will give you $5 to put our image on your videos, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. I haven't eaten your food in like 15 years, but yes, for the sake of the joke and the sake of your funny logo with the little hat, I will do it. As long as I can turn the A around, because that's preem.
I have a bit of history with Arby's, but that's not the question. I will save that for later.
Yeah, that'll be the next one. So next month, if y'all want to ask Gray what's your history with Arby's, I don't even know the answer to that, so maybe I will.
Okay, my turn?
Yes.
Okay. When the day eventually comes when you finish abridging all of Gundam Wing and the movie, parentheses, and if you do plan to do other Gundam Abridged series afterwards, which Gundam series do you plan on doing next? So, I don't know. That was always a part of the plan. That's actually why we call it Mobile Suit Abridged Gundam Wing instead of just Gundam Wing Abridged. We wanted to have the opportunity to just tag Mobile Suit Abridged onto anything we wanted to do after this. It is significantly harder to abridge a show than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And with all the copyright issues, we don't know if we'll do another one, but if we do, my choice would be Turn A Gundam. Blue, what's your choice if you wanted to go with it?
Well, originally when we had talked about it, we were debating either Seed, because that's the most memeable, even though neither of us know anything about Seed, or 00, because we've been told that that's rather similar to Wing, even though neither of us know anything about 00. But if I had to pick, I would probably do one of the vintage ones, just because I think playing with that animation would be fun.
Like G?
Well, G would be something, but I mean like Zeta, Double Zeta, something like that.
Isn't Double Zeta like your favorite design or something?
Oh, I love the double. That's a big chunky boy. That's like if 2 tanks had sex. I love it. But no, I think like in terms of the future of abridging, we're not entirely sure, because you all know how Toei played out. They just said, hey, you, fuck you, and And Bandai's been hit or miss. There was that time when our whole channel got taken down, but then after that, it's just been putting ads in our stuff. If that's how it stays, maybe we'll venture into that, but it's really all just kind of up in the air. If we do, I would say it's probably going to tend more towards like summing up the whole thing as opposed to like we're going to individually get to the depth of the series. It's going to be like, hey, here's Double Zeta in like 20 minutes. We tried our best. Something like that. But nothing is set in stone. I know one of the YouTube questions is, will we do Endless Waltz? And that's definitely the plan. For anyone curious, we are going to take Gundam Wing Abridged like to the end of Gundam Wing, or Mobile Suit Abridged before Gray comes in here and slaps me. We will do Endless Waltz, but it's actually funny. We started 100% with Endless Waltz. We've had jokes lined up for Endless Waltz for years, and there have already been seeds planted throughout the show. Like, we know exactly how Endless Waltz is gonna play out.
Yeah,
it's the junk beforehand.
Up to Endless Waltz, so we're kind of like just doing as we go.
Yep.
Almost every character, when we characterize them, we think, okay, how are they going to end in Endless Waltz?
Yeah.
Like, where are we trying to get to? And like most of our decisions, whether it's how Wu Fei reacts to things, how Relina is growing, all of those things revolve around how will they be in Endless Waltz? Because we don't want to do a thematic like 180 on someone. We want to make sure that it stays consistent the whole time, even though we're writing episode to episode. And that question, by the way, was from Stephen Emery, or Stefan. I never know how to pronounce that one, but hope I got it right.
Stone Cold Steph Austin.
So let's see. Let's look for another long one. I like long ones. Shut up.
Don't set me up.
This is a really long one, and it got 8 likes. So, from Bullets Under Pressure. What gave you the ambition to make a Gundam Wing Abridged with so much meta humor? And then it goes on to compliment us a lot, and while I love the compliments...
Oh no, don't leave that out.
Okay. You guys created a series that has so many references to the fandom side of the series, even the yaoi side.
Oh.
That's unheard of in abridged comedies. This is my favorite anime, so to see an original interpretation after all these years is invigorating. Thank you guys. I'm Hero Effin' Yui in the Discord. So,
hey, there he is.
Hero Effin' Yui.
I'm looking at him.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, he's there.
Hey, we see you. Hey.
Thank you very much for the compliments. We're glad that you like it. We're glad that everyone here enjoys it enough to be here with us. It's very humbling. But the actual question, what gave us the ambition, with meta humor. The meta humor is just something that we enjoy anytime we watch things, whenever they are referring to things past themselves, whenever we can, snap point to the screen like, oh, I get that. That's something we really enjoy. The other half of it, though, is we always want it to be approachable for people who aren't even fans. We want to be able to show it to our family members who have no idea what Gundam Wing is, and at least they know what's going on. There's a balance there. The ambition just comes from a love of the series and wanting to create something, honestly. Like, there are a lot of series I love, but we decided Gundam Wing, and as soon as we did, I was 100% in on that, and once we got that first episode out, the goal has always been to see it through and create something. That's where the drive comes from. You want to be a creator, and you want to share something that you put a lot of passion into with other people. So every comment that we get, we read.
Yeah.
We love seeing that people enjoy it, and we love seeing when they have questions, when we spark something where they're like thinking about something new that they hadn't before. That's where a lot of the meta comes from, is we want people to know why Wu Fei is a jerk. Like, is it the best reason? I don't know. You can decide, but I'm at least going to bring up Meilon because the show didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where that goes. I'm going to scroll down so that we don't just stick at the top and just pick one. Let's see. What is... Oh, this is a really long one, so I'm just going to read it. From Zero Cool Psycho. I have to say, one of my favorite approaches you guys take to Gundam Wing Abridged, particularly the way you expand on the characters and the backgrounds only touched upon in the movie or in the manga. It almost seems like you guys follow the manga route in some ways. Wu Fei having the ex-Nataku killed was particularly well played, good sirs. Thank you.
Hey,
was this
thanks.
a conscious decision going into the series, or did you just sort of evolve along the way? A little bit of both. That was always the plan, but I looked more into all of the other versions of Wing, the original mangas, episode 0, and then later on the new mangas, which started getting published around the time that we were making episode 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew some of the background info, and we'd always planned on doing that. But even though we have general plans going forward, a lot of this stuff comes episode by episode. Like for instance, Mei Long coming in Wu Fei's memories was something that was only decided once we got to episode 8, and we thought, wow, this is a really cool idea. But her art was obviously directly inspired by the art that they created for the manga. Which, by the way, all of the Wing fans that are listening to this right now, if you haven't read the Glory of Losers manga, you definitely should. It's very good, and it's surprisingly good art. It's such good art. But yeah, that was a cool question. Thank you.
Okay, favorite Gundam Wing Abridged character to write for? Me personally, I'd say probably Catherine, because Catherine ends up being a lot of my slapstick humor. Catherine kind of comes naturally to me personally, because a lot of times Catherine is just kind of a snap, wink, and a zinger. Gray is so much better at like character depth and meaning behind what they say. I'm just the make a fart sound with my armpit and laugh about it. So
You don't give yourself enough credit.
but what about you?
It's hard to say favorite. I think
Mm-hmm.
there are two different types of favorite. The favorite, like, oh man, I finally get to write this person. This is going to be great and easy. Zex. I love writing Zex just as much as our actor loves playing Zex. He is easy to write zingers for. He's complex, but we haven't got to that yet. But he is like the easiest one to put on paper for me, and I end up writing a lot of stuff for him that eventually gets cut because I wrote too much.
Mm-hmm.
But the other kind of favorite, like the most rewarding, I think, is Relina. She was my biggest fear coming into the show because I wasn't sure exactly how to make her a well-liked character. I was worried because when I was a kid, I didn't like her. It wasn't until I grew up and rewatched the show that I kind of understood more of what she was doing. But she seemed like a hard character to write, and I'm coming from a male perspective, and I want to make sure that I'm doing her justice. So a lot of our characters that aren't the same as us, we want to run by other people. And with Relina, I'm always constantly worried that I'm doing something wrong, or I'm not giving her the weight that she deserves as the primary female in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I put a lot of effort into her. We rewrite her a lot, and the fact that she's come out well, and I like what we've made so far, and it seems that most of you guys like her as well, and our actor loves her. I feel very proud of that, so she might be my favorite one that I write for.
This one I just find funny. To Blue and Gray, how did you two meet? We're brothers. Well, you see, my mom had an awful night.
He was born, and then Dad was like, "Hey, you got a brother," and I was like, "Oh man."
Your dad was like, "Hey, check this out."
Okay, so I want to answer this one by Zero Cool Psycho that was just asked. It says, I feel y'all's portrayal of Catra and Troa being openly gay is both hilarious and pretty positive. I've yet to ever think anything has been offensive about their behavior or jokes. Is it difficult to write jokes about their sexuality without overstepping the line and being offensive? I will be honest. It is not difficult as long as you don't treat them as anything other than a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a gay relationship, it's a relationship. I think that it's important to realize that and not ever punch down or single out that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every relationship is different, and we do run some jokes by our LGBT friends to make sure that we aren't accidentally offensive in a way. But honestly, if you don't see them as a gay couple and you see them as a couple, it's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important.
The easiest way that we ask ourselves whenever we write a joke, like how it will be received, is this a joke about the fact that they are gay, or is it a joke about the fact that they are a dysfunctional relationship? And as long as it's number B, as long as it's B, then we're good, because it doesn't matter who they are, it matters what they're doing. So that's where it comes into play.
And that's something where we do want to be
Did I say number
more
B?
inclusive in the
God
things that
damn
we
it.
create, and that was something that we always kind of thought while watching the show. So we decided, why don't we make that our canon? They're a couple, and we just ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad, Zero Cool Psycho, that you don't think that it's ever been offensive. We're very glad for that. If it ever is, we want to be called out. Okay, so another YouTube one. This one is from uh Finial Ali. Of all the characterization changes you've made to the show's cast, which do you feel has been the greatest success at taking on a life of its own and providing you material to work with or off of? This is easy for me. The interns.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we had the idea of our friend voicing like every single Oz soldier, and we didn't really know how it would plan out. And in the first episode, we had Jeff the intern, and we felt that no one thought it was funny, and we kind of questioned if we should keep doing it. But then around, I think it was episode 5 was when we got the got yous and stuff. People started really liking them, and now every time an Oz soldier comes on screen, I get to ask, what would an intern do? They are literally a character made from nothing, and I'm very happy that it happened. I love them.
Me too. Like I don't want to just piggyback off him, but as he was saying that question, I was like, it's definitely the interns. I love the interns. I love them to
I
death.
love them.
And we still have
Love
plans
them
for
so
those
much.
beautiful little fuckers. They're not done yet.
Yeah. Yeah, we have plans that we're not going to share now, but there will be more interns. Okay, so this one is from Fire. Hiya, Gray. Keep up the great work. Thank you. What's your favorite part of the creation process for the series? I think my favorite part is adding in the music. I love adding in the music and timing everything to music. So even though I'm not as great with the overall audio, timing things to music and making it all work and planning for the music ahead is one of my favorites. That's why we have so many musical references, and creating the opening sequence. I change it every single time because that is one of my favorite parts, is making an opening sequence to music. I love music.
My favorite part of the creation process is bound to be visuals and visual planning. That's where a lot of my humor comes from. There's a joke that, well, I guess hasn't come up yet because it's not out, but in episode 2 of Goku Time, there's a joke that is entirely visual. There is no reason for that to be there. I could have just gone over the entire thing, but I think adding visuals that blend in as well as they can is very funny. Like in Goku Time specifically, whenever Goten says, raise your hand if you can go Super Saiyan, this was actually Gray's idea, but the visual edit of him raising his hand with that shit-eating grin is very funny. We did not need to go that extra mile. We could have just had Pan be upset, but the visual humor kind of ties it all together, reminds you that it's a comedy. My personal favorite is looking at a bland still and thinking, how can I give them something to look at? Hence why I go absolutely bananas in the Discord videos.
Yeah, he goes way above and beyond for the Discord videos. All right, so we have, when is the next episode, from Gary Atkinson? I don't know. Just being honest, we've had a lot of issues trying to record people because there are multiple people who are unable to or have been unable to. Then there is the case of, this whole year just kind of sucking. It's kind of hard to write comedy in that, so we have tried. We have multiple parts of episode 10 written, but it's not all a cohesive unit. Not everything has been recorded, so I really can't say yet until we have all that done.
There have been... Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say for Goku Time episode 2, because he did not say which episode. We don't know again because Toei,
hey, you, fuck you,
removed episode 1 from existence, and we need to figure out where we're going to host it. Episode 2 is fully written, partially recorded, and partially made, and then we stopped because of Toei. That was actually supposed to be out before Christmas, hopefully before Thanksgiving, and then that just kind of didn't happen. So we will make it. I'm very happy with the script, but we have to first focus on our other stuff, get the channel moving again, and then once we have a different way to publish it, episode 2 will be made.
Just to put it a little more in perspective, I don't want to sound like elitist or anything, but for the people that don't know what goes into how we make an episode, there is a lot of stuff we do besides just editing and recording and stuff. Like, for instance, there are some of our actors that have, I mean, I won't name anybody, but that have come to us and say, like, hey, I just want you to know I'm like, something big is happening in my life and I'm not going to be fully available to record. I'm still going to do stuff, but I really don't think I can, do major roles and that kind of stuff. So then we as writers have to say, okay, well, this character needs to play less of a role, and now we need to go back to the drawing board and do that kind of stuff. So it's not that like there's a problem, but this year takes a lot of, well, I guess last year takes a lot of adaptation So that's where a lot of it comes in, because we are perfectionists. We want to release a good episode, but we also have stuff we have to work around. So it's not just, these guys are lazy or something like that. It's just
The big thing is whenever everything is recorded, I can give you a roundabout date. Until then, it's kind of hit or miss. The current goal, if we can do it, I want to get it out by the end of February, but there are no promises because we still have a lot of recording to do. There is one more question that I do want to answer because it came up, and I feel like I need to answer it. If you guys do another movie night, will it star Hulk Hogan? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, well.
So now you can narrow down what movie it is. Yeah, but yeah, thank you very much for everyone who joined us. I'm very happy about the turnout. I didn't know if anybody was actually going to come, and it looked like a lot of people did. So we'll do more of this. And we also have more plans of doing more with podcasts, Let's Play, stuff like that. We're just looking for an office right now. Once we have that, you can hear more of our stupid voices, doing stuff.
But anyway, thank you guys for a very wonderful night. It was a lot of fun, and we may change the timing for the next Q&A just because I work Fridays, and I know a lot of people on our server can't make this time frame. We may end up moving it to Saturday or something, but either way, it'll be the first week of next month.
And if you have any input on when you would like to see it for next month, go ahead and join our Discord if you aren't already here, and let us know. We like talking with you guys and hearing directly from you. So if there's a specific time that the whole community decides is the best one, we'll do that.
And besides that, I hope you all are having an awesome new year. Thank you so much for coming. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really embarrassed and don't know how to wrap this up. So goodbye. I love all of you. Brutus says hi.